Good evening. I'm Haley Ficasello, and this is Englebrook Independent News Federal Crime Report for Colorado. Tonight, a sweeping series of federal indictments, fraud prosecutions, violent crime sentencing, and charges involving assault on a federal officer, all unfolding across the U.S. District of Colorado, underscoring the expanding scope of federal law enforcement activity in Denver metro region and beyond. We begin with a major drug trafficking, weapon, and money laundering case involving 8 defendants. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Colorado announced this week that 8 individuals have been indicted on federal drug trafficking, firearm, and money laundering charges following a long-running investigation in the Denver metro area. Those indicted are Dario Perez Cuanto, 34, formerly of Denver; Guadalupe Mendoza Martinez, 46, of Aurora; Pedro Mendoza Martinez, 54, of Aurora; Abdinal Felix Luque, 32, of Aurora; David Moraz Sanchez, 32, formerly of Aurora; Hector Joel Perillo, 30, of Commerce City; Oscar Ruiz Molina, 44, of Aurora; Jose Guzman Felix, 30, of Wheat Ridge. According to an 18-count federal indictment, all 8 defendants are charged with conspiracy to distribute and possess with the intent to distribute methamphetamine, fentanyl, and cocaine. Federal prosecutors allege that Perez Quinto faces 6 additional counts of fentanyl distribution and 1 count involving methamphetamine. Guadalupe Mendoza Martinez faces multiple additional counts, including 4 fentanyl distribution counts, 4 methamphetamine distribution accounts, 1 cocaine distribution account, possession of a firearm while unlawfully presented in the United States, and a promotion of unlawful activity using funds represented to be drug proceeds. Pedro Mendoza Martinez faces an additional fentanyl distribution charge. Luque and Aurora Sanchez each face additional methamphetamine distribution charges. Quinjala Porlo faces additional cocaine and methamphetamine distribution counts, along with money laundering promotion charges. Guasman Felix faces an additional charge of possession with the intent to distribute cocaine. If convicted on the conspiracy count alone, each defendant faces a potential sentence up to life in federal prison. In separate federal cases, prosecutors have also announced charges in 2 large-scale Medicaid fraud investigations involving Colorado's non-emergent medical transportation, or NEMT, programs. The Colorado Attorney General Office and federal authorities say taxpayer-funded Medicaid dollars were systematically abused for personal gain. Ashley Marie Stevens, 40, of Mesa County, is charged with 6 counts of wire fraud, 11 counts of healthcare fraud, 6 counts of money laundering. Prosecutors allege that between July of 2022 and February 2023, Stevens, operating under Armister Twin Rides LLC, billed Colorado Medicaid more than $1 million for transportation services. More than 40,000, investigators say, was billed for riding involved Stevens herself and family members, many of which had no corresponding medical appointments. Additional allegations include over 150,000 billed for rides that never occurred or went to non-medical destinations, over 450,000 billed for rides allegedly exceeding 400 miles per patient per day, proceeds allegedly used for traveling and luxury vehicles. In a separate case, Wesman Yasin, 42, of Douglas County, faces 6 counts of wire fraud, 11 counts of healthcare fraud, 8 counts of money laundering. Federal prosecutors allege Yasmin billed Colorado Medicaid approximately $3.3 million through Sama Limo. One allegation includes billing for rides after a beneficiary's death, totaling roughly $165,000, along with hundreds of thousands of dollars for ride beneficiaries said never happened. Prosecutors say funds were used to purchase homes, luxury vehicles, jewelry, furnishing, and cosmetic surgery. In another federal case, George Torres Perez, 29, of Venezuela, is charged with assault and threatening federal officers, along with destruction of government property. According to court documents, Torres Perez was encountered by Immigration and Customs in December of 2025 after his release of the El Paso County Jail. Prosecutors alleged that while he was being transported, Torres Perez made repeated threats of serious bodily harm, spit on an officer, and violently damaged a federal vehicle, costing nearly $3,900 in damage. The charges are allegations only. Torres Perez is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty, and the hearing was presided over by Scott T. Volhawk. Finally, tonight, two members of the Venezuelan criminal organization Tren de Aragua have been sentenced in connection with a brutal armed robbery at Denver jewelry store. Jean Torres Roman, 22, and Newman Costello Dalgalo, 23, both of Venezuela, were sentenced to 235 and 240 months in federal prison. Each was also ordered to pay $3.94 million in restitutions for the June of 2024 armed robbery of Joya El Ruby store. During the robbery, suspects pointed firearms at employees, brutally assaulted multiple victims, stole nearly $4 million in gold and jewelry. At sentencing, the court found both men to be members of the 10D. Federal prosecutors say the robbery was authorized by senior TDA leaderships, with proceeds intended to be laundered and sent overseas. Peter McNally, the U.S. Attorney of Colorado, praised law enforcement efforts, while Federal Bureau of Investigation officials reaffirmed their commitment to dismantle violent criminal enterprises. Sentencing was presided over by Nina Y. Wang. These cases remain active with the U.S. District of Colorado, while multiple defendants are waiting trial and further proceeds. As always, Englebrook Independent News will continue following these federal prosecutions closely, reporting facts, court records, and verified developments as they unfold. I'm Haley Ficasello, and this has been your Federal Crime Report for Colorado.